Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Queens of American Wrestling, episode 3. I'm Last Son, and last month, we invaded San Antonio. This month, we show America what Lucha is all about. So let's go ahead and head into the office and book tonight's event, QAW American Lucha. We're not going to give anybody the night off. Houston, that'll be a fine place to have this venue. No pre-show incidents, but we have our booking team meeting. Let's spin some CE. Let's grab a creative finish. This will be for MMA. Okay, it's likely to succeed. Let's buy an angle idea. This is just a plain one that's a near certainty. Buy some character ideas. Safe bet, character idea, that's great to see. We have 55 points. I think I will bank those points for the next time. So let's take a look at locker room incidents. Catherine Guida has turned up and requested to hang out backstage. She has a bully personality type. She is 22. Really don't know if I want to bully backstage right now. Is she like this awesome worker? She has some pretty good fundamentals and physicals. Really good. Ooh, look at this technical and the puresu. Look at the charisma. The acting. Man, oh man, if she just was not a bully. Let's shortlist her, I think. Take a look at these attributes. She is a bully. Pure and simple, it says. Major negative natural impact on the backstage environment, which gets worse as it gets along. She's also thin-skinned. I think we may have to tell her right now to go away. Kokomoy and Houston Hanley really helped create a fun and relaxed backstage environment. They're somehow defining a karaoke machine. It's good to see. Ali Perks, Little Miss Perfect, they're really getting along backstage. That's awesome. So far, 2 good things for the environment of our backstage. That's good to see. Okay, Hernandez almost got into a fight with Honey Badger, which caused damage. It's handled by our head of our talent relations. 9 students got pre-show drills, and we completed the locker room incidents. Mostly good. There's a few bad. And let's get in here and start booking this show. As you can see, I did book a few matches and promos. This is just mostly to move along booking a little bit easier. But here's our main event. It'll be Danielle Sweetheart, Joanna Hurricane, Pinky Perez taking on MMA, Queen Amazon, Mariana Torres. It'll be a storytelling match. Queen Amazon's going to be the victor. Joanna Hurricane will take the loss. But I think I'm going to change that for MMA to get the victory. As far as who loses, we could have her pin Sweetheart. You can still have her pin Hurricane, but the reason I wanted to do it this way, change it from what I had it booked as, is I want to use that creative finish we just bought for MMA. Likely to succeed. I think this would be a good place to use it. Still be a storytelling match. Traditionally, they have a trios matchup as the main event, so I wanted to put these workers in here. So I think that's going to be good. 17 minutes, so it should be a good time limit for it, and we will go ahead and book this. And that will then, the semi-main event will be San Diego Girls taking on Anderson and Snyder. This will be a non-title match. Be like that title eliminator type thing. Regular match. Izzy Quick's going to pick up the victory though to set up a title match next month between the San Diego Girls and Anderson and Snyder. So that'll be something to watch. I hope this gets some pretty good scores. Hopefully then moving into next month's title match. We then have Alexis Lee Littlefeather and Hellcat Hernandez steal the show match. Hellcat Hernandez being the victory. And this is basically going to come out of one of the angles we're going to have earlier, where Alexis Lee Littlefeather is going to kind of run into Hellcat Hernandez, who just takes offense to it. Basically tells her to get in the ring. She's going to, kick her butt in the ring. And so this is the match that comes out of it. So Hellcat will pick up the victory. And I don't know if this is going to kick off a feud or if it will just keep Hellcat Hernandez looking strong as that middle card, boss. So then we'll add, this is just a video package that we're going to do. Basically, just a feud between Anderson and Snyder, Rose and Lily, the road so far, giving some regular storyline victories, things like that, to our feud here. So we'll put that. Okay, next up we'll add the Alexis Lee Littlefeather, Hellcat Hernandez angle, where she's backstage, bumps into her, runs into her, she apologizes. Hellcat doesn't want to hear it. Tells her she will see her in the ring and to never disrespect her again. It's basic working in the crowd by both these girls, and hopefully it'll get a decent enough rating to set up that match that we already booked. Okay, next up we'll take, and we'll have Danielle Sweetheart, Pinky Perez, and Joanna Hurricane challenge their rivals to a lucha-themed match in tonight's main event, to the delight of the crowd. So that's just a basic setup with all 6 of our biggest stars in the, talking about their matchup and trying to build some heat for that match coming up in the main event. Pinky Perez is now going to call out Mariana Torres, and she wants another shot and demands an answer. Torres comes out. She says she's going to think it over. Perez will get another title shot on 2 conditions. 1, it's a best of 7 series. And 2, if Torres wins, Perez can never challenge for the title while Torres is the champ. Pinky readily accepts to get another shot at the title, so this will set up a best of 7 series between the two for the Shockwave title. Next up, we'll set a tag team matchup between Lily and Rose. And we'll let them get a little bit of a revenge on Payback Incorporated from costing them the tag team titles last month. It also hopefully will further along the feud between Ronin 3 and Stormfront, but we'll let Debbie Rose get the victory in what will be just a little bit of a payback. I don't know if this will be over between these two teams, but I do know I'm not going to let Lily and Rose forget that. I am kind of calling an audible here and changing the Sweetheart, Perez, and Hurricane promo to MMA, Mariana Torres, and Queen Amazon. So that way, it, I think, flows a little bit better in the fact that they challenge the rivals instead of, Sweetheart and those guys coming out to challenge them. The heels kind of challenge the faces. I think that just fits a little bit better. Just moving some of the cards around here, and we'll get into booking our next match. Okay, so we're going to have a singles matchup here. And I think I'm going to have Little Miss Perfect take on Millie the Minx. And we're going to basically set this up to where Little Miss Perfect gets the victory. I don't want her losing any kind of momentum, so I need to get her a victory. I know Millie's kind of lost a few times here too, but Little Miss Perfect, I think, deserves a victory now after her performances the last few months. So we'll go ahead and get that victory for her. We'll go ahead and add another matchup here. We'll make it a tag match. We'll get a team for the Rage to face. This will be Sana Shaw and Ashley Grover, the 2 members of the line. And I just want to check some of their skills out here and momentum and things like that, so I can see who I would like to potentially give the victory to with their basically leaders of their factions, respective factions, the Line and the Furies. We'll give this a little bit of an undercard type feud where the 2 factions are fighting. So we'll give Honey the Badger the victory, but we'll make sure we make it a tainted victory, so that way the Line team still looks pretty strong. We'll add another matchup here. We'll add a singles matchup, and we'll have Elsa Calvo take on. We want to do Modesty Pador. Yeah, we'll do Modesty Pador here. And we'll drop that down in about a minute. And let's check some skills out here on both of these workers. Come in here, and we will give Elsa Calvo the victory. Well, basically, there's not much storyline and going on into this. It's just basically a matchup between hopefully 2 individuals who are pretty talented. I'm hoping to see some pretty good ratings and scores from these girls, and then go from there. But we'll set up another matchup here, and we'll have Felicia Luck take on Purple Viper. And this will hopefully just be another good matchup between these 2, because Purple Viper is a ring general. I'm hoping that she'll be able to carry Felicia to a better performance than what she's normally been getting, which is not horrible ones, but I'm just hoping. I'm kind of testing to see if that ring general ups it a little bit more each time. You know what I mean? So we'll give Felicia the victory. Hopefully see whether or not that test works out, where Purple Viper, her performance with someone who's already been getting really good, decent scores with Felicia, that pushes it up. So next up, we will set up a matchup between Raquel and Allie Parks. Unfortunately, I was wanting to set up some of these girls to be on the pre-show, but Raquel needs a victory. Plus, where we set up the main event to be the trios match, it kind of sucks a lot of those people out of the pre-show and into the main card to make up for the time. So another matchup here, we'll do Kira Lee taking on, who do we want to have her take on? Could do Joanna Silver. Yeah, we'll do Joanna Silver. Kira, I'm pushing her, like I said, pretty hard. I do definitely want her to start getting involved here, and to do that, I need to get her popularity up. I need to get her momentum going. So we'll give Kira the victory here, and at 137 minutes, go ahead and set up a pre-show match, and we're gonna have Black Diamond take on Antonio Andreas. Antonia. This is just going to be a matchup to get Black Diamond a victory. Kind of been eating some pins over the last few events. Definitely want to get her a victory because I have some pretty high hopes for Black Diamond as well. We'll book that, get her a victory on the pre-show, add another match. And let's see here, we have Kate Mishler taking on Lara Thorne. Definitely put that on the pre-show. This just is to get one victory for my avatar. She's been getting some pretty decent performances. Just a little bit better than Alara, so that's why we're giving her that one. This will be a pre-show match up here. And we have 3 people here. Let's actually just make this a triple threat on the pre-show. And we'll have Houston here work with Duplicate and Rosalie Burns. Get Houston a good victory on the pre-show. And get some hopefully experience and maybe some skills passed along between Houston and these 2 young workers. But ultimately, this is just a way to get Houston on the show. Go ahead and book this. All of our workers will now be on the show. We'll check the flow of the matches out. Check the booking analysis. Obviously, promo's been changed, and also have Danielle working in a segment where she's hurt. Let's go ahead and start the show. We have 562 people in Houston, Texas, coming out to see American Lucha, and it starts with Kate Mishler taking on Alara Thorne. Pre-show bout that didn't have much heat. Terrible wrestling. Kate Mishler defeats Alara Thorne with the Hellcat DDT. 22 wrestling rating, 9 crowd rating, 23 segment rating. Kate had a 24. Alara had a 19. Wasn't expecting much from this match because of the 2 workers that are very unimportant, very young, not too popular. So we'll take the performances we got. Nobody got injured. We'll call it a victory. Up next, we have Black Diamond taking on Antonio Andreas. And a pre-show bout that had decent reaction from the crowd. Subpar wrestling, though. Black Diamond defeats Antonia in 8 minutes 47 seconds with a belly-to-belly suplex. Wrestling rating of 27. Crowd's up to a 10. Segment 28 overall. Black Diamond with a 29. Antonio with a 25. And it does look like Black Diamond was off her game. Seemed off her game. So that performance may have been a little bit better if not for that. But overall, good victory for Black Diamond. More experience. Hopefully build a little bit of momentum. And we'll keep moving her, pushing her into the card as we get some more better performances from her, hopefully. We then move into Kira Lee taking on Joanna Silver. Decent match. Kira Lee defeats Joanna Silver in 9 minutes 5 seconds with a flying knee strike. It was designed to work the crowd. Wrestling rating of 32. Crowd rating of 12. Segment rating of 35. Kira had a 36 performance. Joanna Silver a 28. And it got the matches off to a strong start. The show off to a strong start. All in all, did what I was needing it to do, which was get Kira a victory and hopefully build some momentum for the future. Next up, we have Houston Hanley taking on Duplicate and Rosalie Burns. Pretty good match. Houston Hanley does pick up the victory at 10 minutes 43 seconds when she pins Rosalie Burns with Houston's problem. She carried the match. Houston did in ring performance, 32 wrestling rating, a 10 crowd rating, segment rating of 37. Houston had a 45, Duplicate 27, Rosalie 23. Duplicate and Rosalie Burns both seemed off their game, or really off their game. So all in all, got Houston the victory, got some experience for the younger workers. We'll take that and we'll move on. Up next, we have Raquel taking on Ali Parks. About to have decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Raquel picks up the victory at 8 minutes 27 seconds with submission with a Mexican stretch. Wrestling rating of 27, crowd rating of 14, segment rating of 32. Raquel had a 37. Ali Parks only turned in an 18. The match did get the crowd hotter, but that performance from Ali was pretty pretty bad. And that's why I was saying I'd like to keep them on the pre-show. But with the trios match in the main event, we lost a couple different matchups there that we could have put into a match by itself. So we kind of had to bring these, younger workers back into the main card for this one. Next up, we have Pinky Perez out in the ring, and she's calling out Mariana Torres, and she wants another shot and demands an answer from Torres. Torres comes out and says she's thought it over and tells Perez she'll give her another shot on 2 conditions. 1, it'll be a best of 7 series, and 2, if Torres wins, Perez can never challenge for the title while Torres is the champ. Perez readily accepts this. This gets us a 41 segment rating. Storyline was advanced. This is just setting up that best of 7 series. And we'll go from there and see who will get the upper hand in this feud. Up next, we have a matchup between Felicia Luck and Purple Viper. Felicia gets the victory over Purple Viper in 9 minutes, 2 seconds with pinfall after a lucky strike. 39 wrestling rating, 22 crowd rating, 44 segment rating. Felicia with a 35, Purple Viper with a 43. Felicia did seem off her game, so that's why she got that little bit of a lower score. But overall, pretty good matchup. I think Purple Viper being a ring general did help this matchup just be a little bit better than what it was. She carried her to a 44 rating with a 35 performance. So I think Purple Viper being a ring general is a good asset to have in the mid card. Up next, Elsa Calvo takes on Modesty Pador. Elsa gets the victory after hitting the running bulldog at the 9-minute, 8-second mark. Gets the pinfall, wrestling rating of 38, crowd rating of 20, segment overall 42. Elsa gets the in-ring performance of 41. Modesty had a 36. So overall, really decent matchup. Was hoping maybe for a little higher segment rating, but you know what? I'll take a 42. It's better than our popularity. Both these performances are better than our popularity, so at the very least, this match would be raising our popularity. So I'm happy with that. Next, we cut backstage, and Alexis Lee Littlefeather is backstage, and then she runs, literally, into Hellcat Hernandez. Alexis apologized, but Hellcat doesn't want to hear it. Tells Alexis she will see her tonight in the ring, and to never, ever disrespect her again. 37 segment rating. No specific comments to be made. So, all in all, this does what it was supposed to do and start that storyline for the match tonight. It explains why Alexis Lee Littlefeather and Hellcat Hernandez is getting into it. I was trying to see what Alexis Lee Littlefeather had because she's one of the people that supposedly can talk the talk. 37 wrestling or segment rating is not horrible, so we'll see what she can do in future segments. Up next, we have The Rage taking on The Line, which is consisting of Ashley Grover and Sanaz Shaw. And The Rage defeats The Line when Honey Badger pins Ashley Grover while using the ropes for leverage. So 41 wrestling rating, 23 crowd rating, 46 overall segment rating. Honey Badger with a 40, Marie 37, Sanaz 43, Ashley 42. So The Line had much better performances than The Rage. But overall, pretty good segment. I'll take a 46. It was really a decent matchup. So all in all, accomplished what we needed it to do. And now we have the matchup between Little Miss Perfect and Millie the Minx. About to have good heat, decent wrestling. Little Miss Perfect defeats Millie the Minx 7 minutes 58 seconds by pinfall with a Newton's Cradle. The match was dissolved to revolve around a lot of high spots. It's only got a 30 wrestling rating, 27 crowd rating, 34 segment rating. Little Miss Perfect with a 34, Millie the Minx with a 27. So apparently Millie really cannot do high spot matches. So I'll have to remember to try to keep her out of those matches. And I think it probably even affected Little Miss Perfect's score. She usually gets up in the 40 score, even in the high spot matches. So learning, we had to have somebody do a high spot match. So I thought these two would be the best candidate. Now we have MMA, Mariana Torres and Queen Amazon in the ring, and they challenge their rivals to a lucha-themed match tonight in the main event. To the delight of the crowd, storylines are all kind of advanced. Some of them just advanced, some lost heat. 43 segment rating. And the angle, however, we used, the angle idea was a failure. So that probably hurt this segment just a little bit. But they'll set up the main event, advance some storylines, meets those needs for us. Up next, we have sort of the grudge match between Hellcat Hernandez and Alexis Lee Littlefeather. Hellcat does get the running bulldog hit on Littlefeather at 8 minutes 40 seconds for the pinfall. This was designed to go out and try to steal the show. 39 wrestling rating, 23 crowd rating, 48 segment rating. Alexis with a 31, Hellcat with a 48. Got the match, got the crowd buzzing. Good performance from Hellcat. Good to see that her performances are picking up with the boost in momentum and even probably popularity. Just trying to make her that strong potential barrier to get out of the mid card. So when people do beat Hellcat, it will be considered a achievement and actually hopefully propel that person into the next levels. So now we get the sort of the revenge match here between Lillian Rose and Payback Incorporated. It's about to have good heat, decent wrestling. Debbie Rose pins Becca Barton with the Thorn at 11 minutes 8 seconds. 41 wrestling rating, 25 crowd rating, a segment rating of 46. Debbie with a 43, Kate with a 46, Becca with a 36, Tony with a 39. We do get the note that I forgot to take off Vinny Cruz off of Tony Parisi. So that will hurt the segment a tiny little bit. But 46 is a pretty good rating. This also hopefully can potentially kick off some matchups with these two in the future, as Lily and Rose are not likely to forget the fact that they had the titles cost by Payback Incorporated. Following that match, we had a video package put together that goes over the feud between Anderson and Snyder and Rose and Lily. Sort of the road so far. Storyline did lose heat. This only got a 25 segment rating. So as I was trying out some different angles and segments to see what they could do, how they would perform with these workers, this apparently is one that may not be the best for the situation I used it in. So live and learn, right? Up next, we have the tag team matchup between the San Diego girls and Anderson and Snyder. In what is a good match, the San Diego girls did beat Anderson and Snyder at 14 minutes 44 seconds when Izzy Quick pins Lily Snyder with the Super Rana. It was a storytelling match. This also sets up a now tag team title matchup between these two teams. This got a wrestling rating of 43, crowd rating of 25, segment rating of 50. Izzy with a 39, Coco with a 34, Lily with a 49, and Ava with a 50. Looks like Coco and Izzy were both off their games, but we got a bunch of bonuses. And Izzy Quick has a strong connection with the young female demographic who really liked her winning. So all in all, really good match. Sets up that tag team title matchup next month between the San Diego girls and Anderson and Snyder. We now move into the main event of the evening as Daniel Sweetheart, Joanna Hurricane, Pinky Perez take on MMA, Queen Amazon, and Mariana Torres. And the team of MMA, Queen Amazon, and Mariana Torres pick up the victory at 17 minutes 17 seconds by a count of 2 falls to 1 after winning the first. And then the final fall happens with MMA submitting Hurricane with an MMM style armbar after blatantly cheating. So 53 wrestling rating, 33 crowd rating, 58 segment rating. Excellent job. Pinky with a 56, Hurricane with a 50, Danielle with a 46, Mariana 50, Queen Amazon 50, MMA 65. All three storylines gained heat. That big toll on Daniel Sweetheart's injury, the creative finish was a success. All in all, really good matchup. And we'll finish the show here with a 54 overall rating, raised our popularity in one region. So, pretty decent show considering I was hoping to keep some of those workers on the pre-show and had to use them. But we'll go ahead and address the locker room here. We'll give Purple Viper pointed out as a good example. And I think let's give Houston Hanley some love. Well, she deserves it, but does anybody else potentially deserve it more? Could do Hellcat because she's, been, doing her job that she needs to do. Let's give it to Purple Viper and Hellcat Hernandez. Both of them seemed pleased. Okay, we made $4,791. That's a good to see. We have the profit going up. I need to start working on upgrading merchandise. I just didn't want to do it so quick that it could potentially lose us a lot of money. No popularity gain yet. We're still gaining it, but we're at 32 still in the Mid-South. So, post-show is now complete. We'll finish this up. Guys, I hope you're enjoying these episodes of Queens of American Wrestling. If you are, go ahead and drop down in the comments. Let me know what you like. Let me know some tips and tricks. What would you guys do? While you're there, leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. The love you guys have shown has been really awesome. I really have appreciated it. Thank you very much. So we have no mail. So we'll go ahead and end this episode right here. With American Lucha now in the books, we'll move on to our next monthly event. Hopefully, we will get Danielle Sweetheart healed up so we can start getting some good performances back from her where she's not hurting. But we'll see what we can do in the next monthly event. This has been Queens of American Wrestling Episode 3. I'm Last Son. Keep playing, guys. Stay awesome. See you in our next video.